You've spent over 10 years in school, learning algebra, memorizing historical dates, writing essays. But somehow, nobody taught you how money actually works. And that one mistake costs people decades. Because the moment you leave school, you're expected to know things like how credit works, how to avoid debt, how to invest, how to build wealth. Except, nobody ever explained it. So today, we're going through the money lessons school never taught you. But the earlier you learn them, the easier your life becomes. Let's start with the first one. Money rewards time, not effort. This sounds unfair, because we're always told the same thing growing up. Work hard, get good grades, get a good job. But money doesn't work like that. Two people can work equally hard, but one ends up wealthy and the other stays broke. Why? Because of something called compound growth. Imagine you invest $1,000 and it grows by 10% per year. After 1 year, you have $1,100. But the next year, the 10% isn't just on the $1,000. It's on $1,100. Then the next year, it's on $1,210. And this continues for decades. Eventually, the money starts growing faster than you can earn it. That's the power of compounding. And here's the crazy part. If someone starts investing at 18, even small amounts, they can end up with more money than someone who starts at 30, even if the older person invests much more. Time beats effort. Every time. The second thing school never taught you is that most people are quietly broke. Social media hides this. You see expensive shoes, new phones, fancy holidays. But many of those things are bought with debt. Credit cards, buy now, pay later, loans. And debt feels harmless at first because you're not paying the full price today. But interest slowly turns small purchases into big payments. Imagine buying something for $1,000 on a credit card. If the interest rate is 20% and you only make small payments, that $1,000 item can cost $1,500 or even $2,000 over time. You're paying extra just for the privilege of buying it early. That's why wealthy people avoid high-interest debt like the plague. They understand a simple rule. Interest should work for you, not against you. The third lesson school skipped is that income alone doesn't make you rich. There are doctors earning huge salaries who are still living paycheck to paycheck. And there are regular workers quietly building wealth. The difference isn't income. It's what happens after you get paid. Most people follow this formula. Income minus expenses equals savings. They spend first and save whatever is left. But wealthy people flip the formula. Income minus savings equals spending. They pay themselves first, even if it's just a small amount. $10, $20, $50. Over time, those small amounts become investments, and investments grow. Which leads to the fourth thing school didn't teach you. Your lifestyle expands to match your income. You get a raise. Suddenly, you upgrade things. Better clothes, better gadgets, better food. And somehow, your bank account still stays the same. This is called lifestyle inflation. It's one of the biggest traps people fall into. Because if your spending grows every time your income grows, you'll never build wealth. The people who win financially do something different. Every time their income increases, they increase their investments, not their lifestyle. The fifth lesson is something most people realize way too late. Money buys freedom, not stuff. When you're younger, it feels like money is about buying things. Shoes, games, phones, cars. But as you get older, the real value of money changes. Money gives you options. The option to quit a toxic job. The option to take a break. The option to move cities. The option to pursue something you actually enjoy. Without savings, your choices shrink. With savings, your choices grow. That's why building financial habits early is so powerful. Because by the time most people start thinking about money seriously, they're already behind. And that brings us to the sixth thing school never mentioned. Most millionaires didn't get rich quickly. We hear about the rare overnight success stories, crypto millionaires, startup founders, lottery winners. But the majority of wealthy people build money slowly, investing consistently, year after year, decade after decade. It's boring, but boring works. And the final lesson might be the most important of all. Nobody is coming to manage your money for you. Not your school, not your employer, not the government. If you never learn about money, you'll spend your entire life reacting to it instead of controlling it. But if you take the time to understand a few basic ideas, saving, investing, avoiding bad debt, using time to your advantage, then you're already ahead of most people. And the best part, you don't need to be rich to start. You just need to start early. Because the habits you build in your teens and 20s can shape the rest of your financial life. So if you learned something useful today, make sure to subscribe, because on this channel, we break down the money skills school never teaches. And if you want to learn the next step most teenagers miss when starting to